Okay, let us look, let us begin today by looking at Exodus chapter 33. Exodus chapter 33. Exodus 33. And I'm going to begin at verse, the problem I have is that there's a verse I want to look at, but when I go to the chapter, there's so much in the chapter, I don't want to miss anything. So I end up looking at more than just that verse, and I praise the Most High. I tell you what, though, as I sojourn on the earth, and I'm sure many of you share the same experience, as I sojourn on the earth and as I continue to seek the Most High Spirit of righteousness, I'm finding that the situation in terms of my connection with the Most High and the following of His truth becomes simpler. It becomes plainer and more simple. And I'm finding that it becomes, it gets less complicated. When I was involved with Christianity, there were several things that became very complicated. And I've also learned that it's the same in our interactions with people. The more complicated your situation with a person is, the more, it seems like the more negative your relationship with that person is. when your situation becomes plain and simple and clear, it just becomes much more easier to deal with. So here in Exodus 33, this is after Moses interceded on behalf of the nation when the Most High contemplated destroying the nation of our fathers because of them worshiping a golden calf, worshiping a different God. Let's begin at verse 1. I'm really wanting to focus on verse. I'm really wanting to focus on verse 16, but I'm going to go from verse 1, and I'm going to read down bit by bit. So I'm going to read from verse 1 of Exodus chapter 33, and I'll go down to verse 7 to begin us off here. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Depart and go up hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought up out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swear unto Abraham, to Yishak, and to Jacob, saying, Unto thy seed will I give it, and I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanite, the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, for I will not go up in the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way. And when the people heard these evil tidings, they mourned, and no man did put on him his ornaments. For Yahweh had said unto Moses, Say unto the children of Yasha'al, Ye are a stiff-necked people. I will come up into the midst of thee in a moment and consume thee. Therefore now put off thy ornaments from off thee, that I may know what to do unto thee. And the children of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments by Mount Horeb. And Moses took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp, afar off from the camp, and called it the tabernacle of the congregation. And it came to pass that everyone which sought Yahweh went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, which was without the camp. And let's stop here. So the Most High had desired, as it said, and actually it told us in Exodus chapter, I believe it was chapter 25, it told us that he desired to dwell among the children of Israel. He desired to dwell among them. In fact, yeah, it is 25. He says, Let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. There are some that think of the sojourn of the children of Israel and don't realize that his spirit was heavy in the camp. See, most times when we think of the Spirit of the Most High, sometimes we only think of the New Testament or certain instances of the Old Testament. But when the Creator was taking the children of Jacob or Yaakov out of Mizraim or Egypt, and he was delivering them, he wanted to dwell in the midst of them. His Spirit was all over them. So the whole camp was holy. That is why whenever there was a reaction from the Most High in terms of an action, it was swift and severe because his Spirit was in the midst of the camp. Okay? And with regard to that, that is why the 144,000 are, among other reasons, very special, because as they get closer to the Creator, his Spirit will dwell in the midst of them personally, and in the midst of whatever group they're in. And that's why so many powerful things will take place right before the return of the Messiah. Because it is the Creator's desire to dwell with and among his creation. It's his desire to do that. So here he tells Moses, okay, I can't do, if I dwell in the midst of this people, the way these fools are acting, I'm going to end up destroying all of them. So for their sake, put my tabernacle outside the camp. Because if I dwell among them, they're going to get messed up. I'm going to end up destroying them. So take the tabernacle that I told you to create and put it outside. Let the camp be in one place and the tabernacle in another place. And when we get ready to go into the land, I'm going to send my angel before you. He's going to go before you, and he's going to take, because if I go in the midst of these people, they're going to end up getting destroyed because they mess up right in front of me. You understand? And that was the object of having the Ark of the Covenant in the midst of the people. The Ark of the Covenant was going to be attended, or should be attended, by the Spirit of the Most High Creator himself, which is why when you see Solomon brought the Ark into the temple after the temple was made, and the Bible says the temple was filled with the smoke and the people couldn't even go in because the temple was filled with the smoke, that was the glory of Yahweh in the midst of the most holy place. Remember that? Nobody could even enter it because his glory filled it. And it was his object that should be the case all the time. That's why the high priest would only enter into that place once a year, because the glory of the Most High Creator was in the most holy place. It was supposed to be there. And it was there with the Ark of the Covenant. And of course, inside the Ark of the Covenant is the covenant, of course. So he said, look, I'm going to have to dwell outside the camp, because if I'm in the middle of the camp, all of these people are going to be destroyed in a moment. He said, so I'll send an angel. He's going to take care of this business and getting y'all into land. I'm going to be outside the camp. And when y'all need to speak to me, you come out the camp and you behave yourself. He said, you're a stiff-necked people. You're stiff-necked people. See, this is another sign. Not only will you recognize the Israelites today by virtue of this curse that they've been under, but you also can recognize them because they're some stiff-necked people. I mean, they some real stiff-necked, hard-headed people. That's why you know who we are. You know how we act. You know how we can get. And so then you'll understand why the Creator had to make the moves that he made. You understand why he had to make those moves. And that's why also he told our fathers, I did not choose you because you were the most of all people, the greatest of all people. He said, I chose you because of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because y'all are some stiff-necked people. You're some hard-headed people. And so the nation of Israel, the true bloodline, the man called the African American, he is an object lesson of the grace of the Most High. Because as hard-headed and as stiff-necked as he could be, the Most High has chosen him and his seed to be the chosen people. You understand? He has chosen that man to be the chosen person. Yes, he did. So you're a stiff-necked people. He said, I will come up in the midst of thee in a moment and consume thee. And then he said, put them ornaments off. Take them off. You know what? Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with wearing gold. The Bible doesn't really, he never says there's something wrong with wearing gold or gold chains or earrings. Of course, he wants us to be modest. He wants our women to be modest with it. He says modesty in the First Peter. It tells us, modest women. But he said, you don't want you to be gaudy with it, but there's nothing wrong with wearing it. But what the danger is, apparently you can get proud. You start acting proud and you start acting puffed up, and then you start acting stupid, and then you start worshiping the golden calf. You see what happened? They start worshiping another god. And he said, take it off so I can know what to do with you. Because they was getting all proud and haughty and high-minded, and they were worshiping this other god. See what happened? So he said, take it off. And they stripped themselves of their ornaments by order. Now, they would put them back on eventually, but this is just an object lesson. So there's nothing wrong with wearing a little jewelry. Nothing wrong with that. But don't let it get you to the point where you start acting haughty, and then you're worshiping another god. You understand? Y'all sisters following me? There's nothing wrong with that. This is the Bible we're looking at. Okay? So, and we see that Moses pitched the tabernacle of the congregation outside the camp. Because he said, I'm going to have to destroy these people. Y'all keep messing with me. Okay? Chapter 33. Let's start at verse 8. And let's go down to verse 13. Exodus chapter 33 from verse 8 to verse 13. And it came to pass when Moses went out unto the tabernacle, that all the people rose up and stood every man at his tent door and looked after Moses until he was gone into the tabernacle. And it came to pass, as Moses entered into the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle. And Yahweh talked with Moses. And all the people saw the cloudy pillar stand at the tabernacle door. And all the people rose up and worshipped, every man in his tent door. And Yahweh spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. And he turned again into the camp, but his servant Yahushai, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. And Moses said unto Yahweh, see, thou sayest unto me, bring this people, and thou hast not let me know whom thou wilt send with me. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight. Now therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way, that I may know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. Okay, let's stop here. What is Moses talking about? When the Bible says he saw him face to face, he actually didn't see the face of the Most High. He saw a shadow of him, which was powerful enough. So he would come down in the cloud and he would speak to Moses in the cloud. You know how we just read a few minutes ago, how when the Most High, when Messiah went into the mountain, and Kapha and Yakanan and Yaakov went with him, and the cloud came down, and they heard the Father's voice speaking to them in the cloud. You remember that? That's how Moses was speaking to the Most High. The cloud came down, and he spoke with Moses in the cloud. Okay? He spoke with Moses in the cloud. And the people saw the cloud when it come down into the tabernacle to meet with Moses. That's powerful. Yeah, it was definitely powerful. Okay, and when the people saw that, they worship, because now you see the presence of the Most High in the cloud in the tabernacle, and Moses was there. So Moses actually hadn't seen his face. But when he say he talked to him face to face, that way Moses was talking to him in the cloud. Does that make sense, brothers and sisters? So the cloud descends, just like it did with Yahushua, Kapha, Yakanan, and Yaakov. The cloud descends, and he said, "This is my beloved son. Hear him." Right. So now the cloud descends, and he's giving Moses instructions in the tabernacle of the congregation. Okay, giving Moses instructions, and Joshua or Yahushua went with him. And when that cloud descended, Yahushua wasn't going to just leave that spirit. He said, "I'm going to stay right here." So he would say, "Moses, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. Go tell people X, Y, and Z." So Moses would go out of the tabernacle congregation and tell people. And Yahushua or Joshua would say, "No, wait a minute. I'm going to stay here. I got to catch some more of this revelation. I'm staying right here." That was like Mary and Martha, right? So Martha was busy getting ready, food ready for the Messiah and for the guests. And Martha was like, "Look, I'm going to just stay right here and listen to every word this brother got to say. I don't want to leave this man's presence." And Martha complained. Remember, he said, "Master, could you just tell my sister to help me in the kitchen?" And Yahushua used that as an object lesson and say, "Hey, listen, Martha, there's some things that's more important than food. Mary has chosen the good thing. Miriam chose the good thing. I'm not going to take it away from her. I'm not going to send her from my presence when she wants to stay with me." Yahushua Joshua said the same thing. He said, No, I'm staying right here with the presence of the Most High. And brothers and sisters, I think, I've experienced this, and I'm sure some of you have. When you get in prayer early in the morning and it's quiet and it's dark and you're praying to the Most High, you're meditating on His Spirit, and you don't want to leave. You got things to do, got places to go, you got to go to work or whatever, but you don't want to leave. You just sit there and you just in His Spirit. Powerful, beautiful, it's peaceful. And one day I wondered, how is it that sometimes things come on me and I'm able to stay calm? I wondered, because some things people say or do or at work, and it's offensive or it's disrespectful, and I keep my mouth shut, and I wondered how I'm able to do that, because if you know me, you know that that's not me, especially a Caucasian male. That's a problem. I have, I have a problem. And the Most High, I said, how do I keep calm in the midst of that? And he reminded me back. He said, when you got up this morning and you was on your knees in the dark and you were calling on my name and meditating on me and my spirit, I'm keeping you. That's how I keep you. I said, oh yeah, that's how you keep me. Okay. And I'm sharing that with y'all. That's how he does it. That's how he does it. You get up in the morning, you just, you praying, you think there's a reason why you're praying. There's a reason for it. The reason is you are being fortified, not with vitamins and minerals like in some foods we eat. No, you are being fortified with the spirit of righteousness, so that when you go forth during the day and things come at you and the enemy pursues you, and he's allowed to do that, you have the strength in your spirit to remain like your Messiah, who represents your Creator. You can remain just like he did. They was yelling, they was cursing at him, they had beaten him, they were accusing him, and the Bible says, what did he say? Nothing. He sat there and he didn't say a word. And the Bible says Pilate marveled. He didn't bother trying to defend himself. He didn't yell back at them. He didn't curse back at them. He could have said a lot of things. He could have shut them up with a couple of words. He could have said a couple of words and shut them up, but he didn't say nothing. He sat there. He didn't say nothing. That was the power that he had received from his father, from all them all-night prayers he was doing. Or when Moses was quiet as Miriam and her brother Aaron were talking about his Cushite wife. He was quiet. That's from spending time in the tabernacle of the congregation. That's from talking to the Messiah, the Most High in the cloud. He's fortified. And brothers and sisters, it's a blessing, and I'm just getting used to it. After a few years, I'm getting used to it still. But that is why Moses wasn't allowed to enter into the land. He was fortified and he let the people get to him. When see, he had the opportunity to pray. You say that's harsh. Yeah, it's hard, but you know, the power of grace is something so that as the Most High pours his righteousness on you, he's kind of expecting you to exercise that type of patience. He knows in the beginning you ain't got it. So you're going to fail. And believe me, I failed many, 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 many times. But after a while, when you start receiving his spirit on you, and you start getting that righteousness, and his presence is with you when you go out, he's expecting you to exercise that. Keep your mouth shut when you want to open it and speak when he tells you to. He's expecting you to be able to handle certain things that under normal circumstances, you wouldn't be able to handle. And most normal people wouldn't be able to handle. But you see, it's a supernatural spirit that's resting on us. So supernatural things can occur. Are you following me so far? So here, Moses was going out into the tabernacle to meet with the Most High in the cloud. And he would get his instruction. The Most High would talk to him. Now, you know, he will talk to us now. You will hear his voice. Most times it's an impression he's giving you, right? But as we get closer to the return of the Messiah, we're going to start hearing him talking to us. And people are going to think I'm crazy for saying that. This man crazy. But you all who walk in the spirit know I'm telling the truth. You're going to hear him talking to you. He's going to be talking to you, and he's going to be guiding your steps in the way you should go. It's about his spirit of righteousness, holiness, and truth. That's right. In his word. That's exactly right. In his word. Not by our will, not by might, nor by power, right? But by my spirit. That's exactly right. So now Moses is talking to him. And Moses is kind of, I don't want to say arguing, but Moses got a little beef. And he's like, look, you tell me to bring this people up. You see how they act. You know how they act. And then you say, you say, I found grace. I want you to show me more. I mean, I'm hearing you in this cloud, but I need to see something. I want to see more. I mean, I think I've earned that. Yeah. What you think? So he said, I want to, if I found grace, I mean, this is your people. This nation is your people. And you got me leading your people. These your people here. I want to see some more. Show me something now. So now Most High answers him. Check this out. Exodus chapter 33, verse 14. Notice what it says. Exodus 33, verse 14. Yeah, he was, and this is it. I love that. I'm glad that you brought that up, Akak, because you know what? People so used to fronting, right? I mean, let me just explain what I mean by fronting, because I'm using a little slang. I'm a black man, and so we have created a language. And so sometimes I use certain phrases that some of y'all people can't understand. So let me explain it. When I say fronting, I mean being something that you're not, acting like something that you're not, putting on a fake smile, a fake face that's not like, not really you. That's fronting. And a lot of people are fronting, and they used to fronting so much in their religious life, and I mean faking it, the funk, really fronting, that they start to front, and they're even private when they call themselves praying, they still fronting. Like you say, well, what do you mean, brother? You remember the parable that Messiah said of the Pharisee and the other man, the Pharisee and the publican? He said the Pharisee came in there and he said he prayed thus with himself. He said, I'm glad I'm not like other men are, extortioners, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice a week and I give tithes of all I possess. And he said he prayed with himself. Now, he said the publican was so humbled, he wouldn't even look up to heaven. He bowed his head and he said, Yah, be merciful to me. He said he smote his breast and he said, be merciful to me, a sinner. He said that man went down to his house justified. The other man did not. The other man prayer wasn't even heard. And you know why? Because that man was fronting. He had got caught up in them robes them Pharisees wear, and the fact that they had an institution called Pharisees, which thing the Bible never created. He had got caught up in all of that and started calling himself righteous. got to the point where he wasn't even heard because he was front. The other man was being real. See, that's the thing. You got to be real. You know, once I told you about the time I actually contemplated, thought about, and planned to commit adultery. I planned it. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I came to the Most High and I said, yeah, I have a desire. I want to find out what another woman is like. I was serious. And I said, look, if you don't want me to do this, you need to stop me because I have this desire in my heart to do it. And he stopped me. Not once or twice, more than many times. And got to the point where I started thinking it was ugly. And gotten to the point where I don't even want to do it. I mean, I don't even want to think about it. But I was honest with him. I said, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I want to do. I need you to stop. And he did. That's why I know, brothers and sisters, there's no excuse for sin. There really is. There's no excuse for sin. And we got to be honest with the Most High. The devil got us feeling a certain way. I don't like this person. This person made me sick. Most High, I need you to help me here. I need your spirit to guide me in this way. And he will. He will definitely do it. There's no question. He will answer those prayers. Why? Because you're being real. There's nobody more realer than the Creator. You understand? There's nobody more real than the Creator. And so he wants us to be real with him. The problem is people so used to fronting that they start fronting with him and he ain't having it. And that's when the Bible says, you start to think I'm altogether such a one as yourself. He said, but I'm going to set them in order before your eyes. Psalm 50. Exactly right. Got to be real, man. And the more real you are with him, the more his blessing will come upon you. You understand? He wants to bless us. He just like he wanted to bless our fathers. He wants to bless us with his presence. My presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. Let's look at that. Exodus chapter 33 and I'm actually going to read from verse 13 again and verse 14, just to get a little context. So Moses is speaking, then the Most High answers him. Notice he said, now therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way, that I may know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. Now, this is powerful. When he's talking about his presence, remember what Messiah told that woman at the well. He said, Yah is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in what? In spirit and in truth. His presence is his spirit. Are you following me? That's why there's no Trinity, brothers and sisters. When he's talking about his presence, he's dealing with the Holy Ghost, the set apart spirit, himself in spirit, you understand? And so when he told Moses, my presence, my spirit is going with you. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. There is nothing on the planet that is greater than having the Creator's spirit go with you. Roll unto the man that his spirit leaves. Because when the Most High Spirit leaves somebody, that person is in trouble. As a matter of fact, that's why Messiah said about Judas, it'd been better for that man if he had not been born. Been better for him for him not been born. Because the spirit was with him when I sent y'all out to do miracles. The spirit was with Judas. But now his spirit is gone. And it'd been better for him if he had not been born. That's why there's no coming back for Asatan. Because he was once the covering cherub. He had the spirit on him and he left it. He would never be saved. He's going to be destroyed. No. You want the presence of the Most High with you. And he telling Moses, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. My presence. Brothers and sisters, you could live in a nice house. You could live in a ugly house. You could live in a little tiny apartment or a great big one. If the presence of the Most High is with you, that place is blessed. No matter where you are. You understand? That place is blessed. Because his spirit is there with you. Okay, because his spirit is there with you. That place is blessed. You understand? That's why the prophet Haggai told the people the second temple is going to be greater than the first one. And they didn't understand what he was saying, because the second temple didn't look nothing like Solomon's temple. They ain't had the money to make it like that anymore. Right? So he said, well, how is the second temple greater than the first temple? Because in the second temple, the Most High's presence in the form of Mashiach Yahushua was going to set foot in the second temple. That's why the second one was greater than the first one, because he himself would be in there. So he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. Now that's a great blessing. Praise the Most High. And notice how Moses answered. Notice how Moses answered. Exodus chapter 33 from verse 15, down to verse 16. Notice what it said. And he said unto him, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? Is it not that thou goest with us? So shall we be separated, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. See, when he said, I have chosen you above all the families of the earth, when he said, I have chosen you as a peculiar people unto myself above all nations, what he's really saying is his intention is to have his presence dwell among us. His intention is to have his spirit dwell among us in such a way that we're separated from all the peoples of the earth. Because most of the people of the earth don't care nothing about the Most High Spirit. They don't want the creative spirit on them. Why do I say that? Because they want to be gods themselves. You cannot want to be your own God and have the creator spirit with you. You can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. That's an impossibility. You cannot want to be your own God and have the creative spirit with you. It's just not going to happen. If you're trying to be your own God and his spirit was to come on you, you would cease to exist. You would cease to exist. Why do I say that? Because you remember what he said? I had to get up. He had to get up from the midst of our fathers, because he said, when they're going to sin against me, I'm going to break out on them and destroy the whole place. So put me outside the camp, okay? Because I don't want to just destroy it. Take me out of here before these people make me lose my mind up in here and act a fool. You know that song? Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here. So put me outside the camp, because I destroy all y'all. Put me outside. So he wants his spirit and his presence to be with us and to go with us. He wants that to be the case. That's why the nation of Israel, it's very important, y'all, that y'all know who the Israelites really are, because the Most High is showing us in his word. His intention is to have his spirit among them, and you want to be with that spirit. Believe me, you want to be with that spirit, because if you're not with the Most High spirit, there's no hope for you. There's no hope for you. It's over. It's done. Okay, you got to have his spirit dwelling with you. Otherwise, you just got no shot. And that's what I'm saying. It's getting simpler and simpler, brothers and sisters, in terms of our connection to the Creator. Because really, if you're going to give the praise and honor and glory with all your being to the Creator, he's going to make sure his spirit is with you. He's going to make sure his spirit is guiding you, because he wants you to give him the praise. You understand? He wants you to give him the praise, the honor, and the glory. But if your intention is to make money, or your intention is to glorify yourself and say you're going to share it with the Creator, or your intention is to make some institution of man, you can forget, because he's not going to come in the midst of you. Because if he did, he would destroy you. You understand? You know what happened to Ananias and Sapphira? They tried to front, and they came in trying to front with the disciples who were filled with the spirit of the Creator. And when they came in, you know what happened? He dropped dead first, and then she came in later, and she dropped dead. Can't mess around with that. Can't mess around with that. You can't front with him. He sees right through it. And he knows what we're about, so it's more easier for us to be real with him. That's why he said the prostitutes and the publicans were going to get into the kingdom before the scribes and Pharisees. Because you know what? The prostitute said, look, this is me. I sell my body for a living. I know it's wrong. Messiah, I need you. I need you to help me. Only you can help me. Only you can clean me up. If you accept me, I'm good. They were being real with him. And that's why today I tell you, the people that come out of prison, the drug dealers, the people that are criminals that get caught up in this wicked Babylonian system and admit what they did and admit who they are, they got more of a shot than these middle class people that with all this fronting and go to these churches with these suits on and their Bibles under their hand and they think they doing something. They got more of a shot because they being real when they come to the Creator. This is who I am. This is what I do and I need your help. Otherwise, I ain't gonna make it. Because most people front. And his presence ain't going with nobody front. It's just not happening. He's real. Yeah, because, yes, that's right. That's right, because they're not his people. See, it gets real simple. See, it's real simple. When you start to see people act like demonic people, church people act like they greater than people because they're in their church, you can know right now they serve a different God. They serving Dagon, or they serving Chemosh, or they serving Baal. They serving some different God, Ishtar. When you see them get up for sunrise service on Easter, that's they serving Ishtar. They don't serve the same God we serve. We have to understand that. See, because we come out of Christianity, and this is part of the awakening. We're coming out of Christianity, many of us, and we still think like Christians. So we still, when you're a Christian, you are taught to believe in the ecumenical movement that all of y'all serve the same God. No matter what church you're in, you're all serving the same God. But when you come to the Israelite truth, when you come to the truth of the Hebrew nation and you are an Israelite, you understand there's only one true creator and everybody else is an idol. You understand that. See, the people don't understand that, but you understand that. So therefore, you don't argue with people when they talk about their religion. That's their business, because you know in your heart, you're serving a different God. And you're not serving the same God. So you don't argue with them. You're serving the one you serve. Yah, that's his name is Yah. You serving him. So hey, you want to go serve Ellen White or Joseph Smith and they God? Go ahead and do that. That's your business. I'm serving Yah, the Creator, and this Bible here, this is his word. I respect and honor this word. I revere this word, and I'm going to follow him by his spirit of righteousness in this word, and nothing else will do. Sorry. You understand? It becomes very simple. And even, as we're getting closer to the return of the Messiah, and this sword of truth is separating people. And that's what it's doing, brothers and sisters. The sword of truth is separating people. As a matter of fact, the Most High, I'm gonna give you some hard truth. I'm warning you. I'm getting ready to give you some hard truth, okay? And I don't want, I'm not trying to make enemies, really. You guys know I'm not trying to make enemies. I don't want to be people's enemies. I want to really, but I got to speak the truth. I cannot help but I've been called to teach this word, and the Most High has shown me you have to be in truth, son. If you're going to be with me, you better be in the straight truth. So I got to give it like it is. So let me just share this with you very quickly. Brothers and sisters, as long as the true Hebrew people are not surrendering to the Most High in this present truth, we're going to continue to get shot in the street. Nobody's going to stop anybody from taking advantage of us. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes going to destroy us. We're getting ready to get messed up, okay? And we were already getting messed up, and it's going to continue to happen because we're not turning to the Creator. Only when we turn to the Creator and we stop looking after churches and people's religions and all that, and we start looking to the Creator, the one of the covenant, and we keep his covenant, then he's going to bless us. He's going to protect us. He's going to keep us from all these calamities that's coming. But if you don't, our brothers going to continue to get shot in the street like dogs. People going to get dragged off to jail. And even if they ain't do nothing wrong, they're going to get stopped in their cars and threaten to get killed because of a broken tail light. You're gonna still get the most diseases. You're gonna still get the most diabetes. You're gonna still get the most heart attack. Your people still gonna get all messed up. You keep slopping down that pork. You're gonna catch what it's giving you, because it's time to wake up. Okay? I'm just trying to be honest, trying to be truthful. He said, my people, which are called by my name, and that's what y'all are, if they humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and I will heal their land. So the opposite is true. You keep messing around with this foolishness, he's not having it. I ain't finished though. That's just one side of this message. Let me give you the other side. Anything that's created by a Caucasian man, as far as religion, you can disregard it. It's not the truth. I know that sounds hard, right? I know you're thinking, Brother Todd, why you would say something like that? But I'm trying to give you the straight message. I'm trying to give you the straight message. I'm trying to tell you how it is. Because the Caucasian man is the son of Yefet. It's among him that Ashkenaz and Gog and Magog, they all exist. And they've been in power on this earth for 2,000 years, as the Bible is prophesied. And they work for Asatan by and large. And so he's not giving them anything in terms of a revelation of his truth unless it comes through a Hebrew by blood. You better catch hold of one of them if you want this truth. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. And if they ever come up with some doctrine that they say the Most High showed them, watch careful, be careful, because they ain't catching it. The Most High not revealing nothing to them except it come through a Hebrew. You need to understand that. I'm just trying to tell you all the truth. So I done got both sides of this thing. You understand? I'm just trying to tell you the truth. It is what it is, man. So you brothers that are of the bloodline, unless y'all stop playing games, start trying to get rich in this world, trying to get entertainment and all that, you're going to keep catching it. He's going to keep putting that spanking on us. He said 7 times in Leviticus 26. He ain't finished. Some of us waking up, some of us ain't. And the Bible says not all Israel is of Israel. But in Isaac said, I see, because so some of us going to catch the spanking and going to be destroyed because of our stiff-neckedness. And then you got the Caucasian ones that think they're going to run everything and think that even in this movement, they're going to be on top and in charge and in control. No, you better humble yourself. You're not in control of this movement, nor will you ever be. And the message that is coming in this awakening is coming through his Hebrew people. You better catch that and humble yourself, because that's how it's flowing. I'm just letting you know. And none of us are going to get rich in this world. Nope. I could tell you right now, you're not going to get rich. You're not going to be without poor. He said, have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. So you're going to get what you need. You're going to get food, shelter, and clothing. You're going to have it. But don't think you ever. If you ever hit lotto, just know you're going to be lost. Just know it right now. Just know it. Unless you're just going to sign the money away, because it ain't going to happen. Okay? Not if you're a Hebrew. Not if you're really going to follow this truth. You don't want that. Okay, you don't want that, because there's no Caesar dollar bill that's going to deliver you, nor is there any Caesar Federal Reserve note that the Most High needs to finish his work. He does not need that. And he's trying to show us it's his spirit that we need. It's his spirit of righteousness that we need. He don't need nothing from us except for us to acknowledge him as the creator and worship him the way we should. You understand? Because people getting caught up in this stuff. That's why we need to pray for the people we know. We need to pray for our acquaintances. We need to pray for the people in our families that we know are getting caught up in this foolishness, the way we did at one time, right? So we need to pray for them, that they come to this truth, that they receive the spirit of righteousness and keep the covenant with the Creator before it's too late. Because too late is coming. It's coming quickly. Too late is coming fast. You see how these years rolling by so fast? Too late is coming quickly. So we need to pray for real. Because once it's over, it's over. Brothers and sisters, there's going to be groups of people that's going to realize it's over for them. You know that? Because when the 144,000 break forth and they start performing miracles and they start speaking with power and they start doing things that not humanly possible to do, people are going to realize their church ain't get this spirit. Their people ain't got that. And Satan's going to try to duplicate it. He's going to be doing certain things, but he's not going to be like the way the 144,000 brings. There's a spirit of righteousness on them that cannot be duplicated, cannot be copied by any demon. Okay? And some are going to realize we don't have that. Therefore, they're going to surmise we're not going to get it. We're lost. Some of them will come out of their church before it's too late, but most of them will stay. And when it's all over, the plagues begin to fall, and it's too late. The Most High has mercy right now on the earth. Right now, he's showing mercy. Even in allowing destructive things to happen to his people, his bloodline seed, even allowing that is mercy. He's trying to get us to awaken, to look up, to stop looking to the crosses of churches and these preachers and these religions, and to stop trying to be gods in our life, and to stop trying to look at white Jesus. It's not helping you. It hasn't helped you, and it's not going to help you. That's exactly right. So, brothers and sisters, he said, wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? Is it not that thou goest with us? So shall we be separated, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. And brothers and sisters, that is exactly what truth today. The only separation between the Most High's people and the rest of the people of the earth is his presence with his people. His presence is made manifest by his spirit of righteousness. It is not made manifest by how much money they have. It is not made manifest by how much property they own. It is not made manifest by these things. These are things that makes you manifest that you are in the spirit of Asatan, because he gonna give you that stuff. But the Most High getting ready to destroy this whole thing and give it to the people of the Most High, to his kingdom forever and ever and ever. So it's right now a spirit of grace, a spirit of meekness and wisdom, a spirit of righteousness, holiness, and truth. That's the only thing his people care about right now. And that's the only thing we're going to care about as it goes forward. That's it. That's it. Praise the Most High Yah. Let's have a word of prayer.